Pembrokeshire has a very strong grassroots movement which supports low-impact development. This has been recently spearheaded by Tony Wrench and his campaign to save his roundhouse at Brithdir Mawr.
Just talking to people who had applied for planning permission in this area sounded like there was absolutely no chance of getting it through at all, like nil, zilch, a waste of £180, complete money down the drain. And what I wanted to do is live in a agricultural workers' cottage that I myself had designed that made sense. And if the authorities don't let me do this, well, I'll say, look, something is possible, an alternative is possible, here it is. If I'd have put it on paper, this is what I want to design, a wooden roundhouse, and it's going to look like this, they'd have just said, go away. As it is, they've got an image to work on now.
The fact that you're all here, that you're urging us not to take this building down, I find that totally convincing, and I just want to say now, no, we won't take it down. Thank you for coming.
I wanted to show that it was possible to build something for two people using natural materials without carpentry skills for less than £3,000.
Tone's story has played a key role in persuading planners that changes need to be made, and they've created a new policy which paves the way for developments such as our eco-village to happen. We need to buy the land by next spring, which means that we need to get planning permission by this winter. On top of that, we want to work with the local community to find an approach that works for everyone.
Monoculture was not only bad for communities, it was bad for the environment. In modern terms, the climate footprint of a typical Western family has more than tripled in 400 years, which means we need to find 2 more planets or start living more lightly.
Well, this is the AGM camp. People have come here from all over the UK to explore what it's going to be like to live in an eco-village. And it's been great. We've had really good meetings, we've had lots of positive feedback. But the most surprising thing to come from this weekend is a sense of community that's just kind of sprung from nowhere. We've had kids' plays, we've had fantastic music, really good food. It's been a really good weekend.
A bit like okay, I'll read the register then.
When I was 11, I got my brother to buy me John Seymour's book of self-sufficiency. When I was 11, that was like my Bible. But I've kind of, you know, I've just lived, I haven't lived that way. You know, I've been working, paying bills, you know, it's been quite a hard struggle with children and all that kind of, it's been quite straight really, you know. And but this is I just can't believe this opportunity is.
What sort of people are we going to have living there? What sort of houses are they going to be living in? What's going to be, they're supposed to be low impact. Low impact means visual as well as anything else. What sort of visual impact are we going to experience if this goes ahead? It's the size, basically.
The size of the thing is all wrong. It's wrong for the area. Definitely wrong for the area.
Hi, I'm Ewan Wilson. We're in Glandwr, and I'm speaking to you because I'm a member of the committee which was elected following a meeting recently of people in the village and surrounding area to express their concerns about the Lammas project. The first concern shared by many of the local community is a failure to understand what Lammas hoped to achieve by seeming to put the clock back 500 years as a solution to a 21st century global energy and resource problem. Second is one of the huge impact that there would be on the local area, both as to the local community and as to the environment itself. And finally, I would feel it's the wrong scheme in the wrong place.
My name's Dean Braithwaite. I live at Brithdir, which is a small farm just outside the village of Glandwr in West Wales. I've been very interested in the Lammas project, which has been the talk of the village for some weeks now. I think it's really exciting. It will add to the diversity of people living around here and what people do. It's true to say that the village has been split over the proposal for the eco-village. I think the problem is that people have fixed views on what's going to happen, and they're not, some people anyway, are not prepared to listen.
It's odd. I feel like I'm living in two worlds here. We've got the community of Glandwr, which have a very mixed reaction to what we're trying to do, and then we've got another community here of people who are thinking of living in the eco-village, which is very enthusiastic and very vibrant and alive, and somehow I'm going to have to bring these two worlds together, and that's a very interesting mixing pot.
Lammas may be the first UK eco-village setting up with planning permission, but some people have been doing this for years.
I've come here to Tinker's Bubble in Somerset to do some research. Tinker's Bubble is a low-impact project which has some things in common with what we are trying to do in Pembrokeshire.
My name's Mary Durling and I live at Tinker's Bubble in South Somerset, and that's here. It's a 40-acre site. 2/3 of it are woodland, and also on the land there's orchards, mostly Bramley orchards now, and pasture and gardens. There's a spring on the land, and the spring flows down through the bit of broadleaf woodland that we have, which is very beautiful, and it comes out by the road, and there's a little waterfall there, and that's where the name Tinker's Bubble comes from, because it's where the gypsies used to bring their horses to water them, and the gypsy word for a spring or waterfall is a bubble sometimes, so that became Tinker's Bubble. We produce quite a few things here at the Bubble. Well, there's the timber, there's the apples, vegetables, Pete in particular, and now Dean as well. They grow vegetables, and we sell those at farmers' markets or to a local vegetable wholesaler, and then they distribute them on. Dave makes chairs, very fine chairs, and sells those. There's the cows. With the milk from Millie, mostly we get through it ourselves, either as milk, yoghurt, cheese. Sometimes we make butter, but it's a bit of a palaver. We have milk now. Time for breakfast. I make medicinal herbal products and sell those, balms and salves and tinctures. I also am very into elderflowers and the whole elder tree, and I make elderflower cordial and elderflower champagne. When everybody first came here, the locals were extremely worried. And I think their fears were very understandable. When we were saying we want a low-impact farming settlement, they couldn't understand. Obviously, they knew about farming. They didn't know what low-impact meant. In fact, I don't even know if the phrase had been coined then. And the idea of a group of people running it together. It was just unknown. There were a few local people who, to all credit to them, they must have been fairly visionary, I suppose. They could imagine what this was going to be about, and they said, give us a chance. We held in there. The numbers, went down to about, the 8 or so people at that stage that sort of really intended to stay here and work the land. So, and then time just proved what we were about. Time and a huge amount of hard work. And now, I think they're actually quite proud of us, in a way, actually. I think some of them think we're a bit nutty. That's okay. They're probably right. You know, I think they quite like having us here, and we are now a real part of the local community.
Energy shortage, fuel crisis, these are terms we're learning to live with. But does it have to be like that? Even in my conventional house, I could do my bit with energy-saving options.